All right. So, again, I'm Dr. Darren Mills, and I'm a naturopath, and I have a mild hyperbaric chamber. And I like it a lot. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my experience with it. I used it. I didn't do this right away, but I was just using it maybe 2 or 3 times a week in the beginning when I first got it, and that was kind of the beauty. I kind of halfway wanted to use it for myself. And I've had some depression symptoms throughout my life, and I think it really helped for maybe the first 6 months. I just did it a couple times a week, but then I was like, I want to see what happens if I do it 40 times in a row, all at one time. And so I did that, and I think it really helped. Like it lessened my depression. And of course, getting oxygen to the brain is it's a beautiful thing. It's super anti-inflammatory. It's immune system building. It's really really wonderful. So after I did that, I've kind of just stuck lately with maybe two times a week. I get in there, and I got in there for today, for example. And I was just feeling in the wintertime, I still feel like less energy. And so I got in there and I napped after lunch for an hour. And I felt really good. I felt really good afterwards. And it gave me more energy, better focus. I was able to finish doing some sales tax stuff that I'd been wanting to finish up. And so with all that, I think it was definitely a um, good thing to do for me today. Because in the winter, it's not my favorite. I've always said the winter time's not my favorite time of the year. Start off talking about inflammation. So there's two types of inflammation. There's chronic inflammation and there's acute inflammation. And inflammation is not bad; it's necessary part of the human process. For instance, if we sprain our knee or sprain our ankle, inflammation it causes the blood to kind of pool up there and healing to begin, but it also makes a person realize, oh, I don't want to continue to walk on it because it's already in a state that's not, very well. Um, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but um, it's just not in a healthy state. So don't walk on it. In other words, um, I'm gonna put that on airplane mode because I can't. I'm not gonna be able to help people now at this point. Um, all right, so um, where am I? Oh, so then chronic inflammation is caused by things like not eating healthy foods, like eating processed foods. It can be caused by lack of exercise. It can be caused by a kind of not having drinking clean water. Um, and we'll see what else. If your liver's clogged up, and again, that could be by eating too many fattening foods, and not giving your body a chance to uh, have proper digestion. So that goes hand in hand. Like I was going to mention, like chronic inflammation is typically just the body not being able to handle what's being thrown at it fast enough because it's not able to metabolize all that this world sometimes has to get throw at it. So like for instance, I take food enzymes too. Food enzymes help break down food so your body can continue to work on repair rather than constantly um not I don't know if I'm looking at the camera. Sorry if I'm not. But anyhow, food enzymes is really good for. Hold on, somebody's coming in. Nancy, is that you? Yeah, you there? I want to make sure she can hear me. I'm sure she can hear me. All right, so anyway, like I said, I take food enzymes also, and that can be a really uh, good thing to do to help to metabolize food so your body can do repair, and then you don't have chronic inflammation. Um, that's chronic inflammation is like the biggest hurdle to get over to not age faster. So if you can uh, keep that from from becoming a problem, then you typically are going to age a lot less quickly. So I just want to say, like, oxygen is super anti-inflammatory, and it's a healer. Um, and it basically um, it let me talk about. I want to talk about one thing too is the I'll just talk about it. So, like the cytokines, the immune system, it has something called pro-inflammatory cytokines, and also it has uh, cytokines that work to they're anti-inflammatory. And the if you have more oxygen, it turns on the immune system that basically turns on the anti-inflammatory cytokines. And so if a person has, for instance, like an autoimmune disease, they're having a cytokine storm, and that's basically its own immune system turning on itself. And hyperbaric also can it be used to help that as well. Um, Other helpers that the hyperbaric chamber can help with, I think I said stress and depression. It can help you get more restful sleep, wound healing. The ones that work better for that are the ones in the hospitals. Mine will help with wound healing, but it won't help as fast for sure. A lot of those can be helped in just a few sessions, maybe like every day for a week. Major wounds. Again, I believe that the one of the best things for stroke victims would be to get into hyperbaric chambers immediately, because getting oxygen to the brain is huge when you have when a person has a stroke, and it's really helpful for traumatic brain injuries as well. Um, I think like the maximum way that you can get help with this is by doing it over consecutive treatments because it seems to build on itself. The more treatments that it has, the more like for instance, it helps the body build more mitochondria in the cells, and and that's one thing, one thing it does. So I want to go over to, I'll read this again. I think I might have hit a little bit on this, but not that much. So chronic inflammation, it speeds the aging process. It causes the liver to be clogged. Smog can help cause chronic inflammation. Dirty water, processed foods. I did say enzymes can help. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy can help with chronic inflammation. And also it helps heal the mitochondria. So cells will require mitochondria require oxygen to produce cellular energy. So the more oxygen you have, it's going to be able to for, for a person to have more energy. So the good thing about too is it does kind of has multiple effects. It might help you with pain and more energy. So it seems like uh, there are side effects, but they seem to be mostly all positive. Um, and I was thinking about it, and to me, getting in a hyperbaric chamber, I don't know if you ever seen like these muscle cars with a hood scoop on them, and they have a hood scoop on them, because they want to get more oxygen into the motor intake. And so and so that produces more power, that the engine can produce more power and it can go a lot faster and run a lot better. And I think that's similar to what a hyperbaric chamber does. And so like a lot of these sports athletes, they're using them now because they want to have, an advantage of having that extra oxygen to before they play or something like that. It can help all their whole cellular energy to have an overall um, to be more athletic, allow them to be more athletic and to push themselves harder, I'd say. Another thing I noticed today was I kind of had like a stuffy nose and it seemed to help boost my immune system and my nose wasn't it all stuffy for a few hours. So it seems to be getting back to a little stuffy again, but at least it seemed to help for a better part of the day. Um, so if you like this, you can support me in several ways. So you can come use one of my services. I have massage services, blood work, and I can use like supplements once you get your blood work. I have a biofeedback machine, and I can tell you more about anybody who's interested in that. Foot detoxification, hyperbaric chamber, and a sauna. You can buy a supplement from me. I have a website called Full Script that I can hook you into also, or you can buy some supplements right from my website. Also have welcome a love offering. So I have a Venmo account if anybody would like to do that. Um, so there's that. And then I wanted to share a couple of different things. Let's see if I can share. No, this is one thing. Hopefully I can share this. All right. See if y'all can see it.
Hi there. I would like to tell you a little about hyperbaric oxygen therapy, also known as HBO or HBOT. A therapy you might not have heard of, but which can cure and bring relief to a lot of you folks out there. So please, take a seat, give me a little of your time, and I will tell you what it is and how it can help you or your relatives. Personally, the first time I heard the term HBOT, I thought I'd stumbled on some advanced space technology. But as I found out later, the history of HBOT goes back to the 16th century. But leaving history behind us, let us explore one fact which almost always goes unnoticed, though it's right under our noses. I think all of us as children heard the saying, you must eat to grow up big and strong. Be a fireman. Be handsome. I don't want to argue with our mums and grandmas, but they only told us half the story. Without one other ingredient, only 5% of the energy stored in food can be used by the body. Do you know what ingredient? Still puzzled? Okay, then let me give you a hint. It is invisible, odorless. It is the symbol O2. Yes, you got it. It's oxygen. Overlooked, taken for granted, yet invaluable for our lives, oxygen is not only a fuel for our bodies, it can also do a lot more. And here we come right back to HBOT. The therapy treatment itself will take us into a machine called a hyperbaric chamber. You might have seen it on TV in connection with deep sea diving accidents. Inside the hyperbaric chamber, we breathe 100% pure oxygen, in contrast to only about 21% that is present in the Earth's atmosphere. And most importantly, it is at a much higher pressure than normal. The pressure may vary by the diagnosis being treated, but it can be up to 3 atmospheres, the equivalent to being 20.1 meters deep underwater. Thanks to this specific environment, various unusual effects occur. For example, the average adult consumes almost 2.7 kilograms of O2 a day, of which only 900 grams go into the bloodstream. In a hyperbaric chamber with double the atmospheric pressure, we breathe double the number of molecules. But remember, with HBOT, we use pure O2. This results in breathing 10 times the regular amount of oxygen. So in 1 hour, we can inhale 1,100 grams. Red blood cells instantly fill up with oxygen, and the leftover O2 dissolves directly into the blood plasma. In a few minutes, all this extra oxygen builds up tissue oxygen levels far above normal, even in damaged hypoxic tissues, which helps healing. Among other effects we should mention, and ones you should ask your doctor about, are decrease in swelling and inflammation, promotion of growth of new blood vessels, increase in the body's ability to fight infections, helping the body discharge toxins and metabolic waste products, acceleration of healing rate. We can say that the combination of high oxygen concentration and high pressure basically transforms the oxygen into an effective drug. This drug, when used properly and in combination with conventional therapies and treatments, can bring noticeable results in only 12 to 40 sessions, depending on the diagnosis. And when should you think about hyperbaric oxygen therapy? I would recommend to look into finding more information if you or your relatives suffer from carbon monoxide poisoning, Brush syndrome, gas embolism, decompression sickness, anaerobic or mixed bacterial anaerobic infection, diabetic foot lesion, non-healing wounds secondary to inflammatory, radio-induced manifestations, severe burns, strokes, diabetes and cardiac diseases, autism, and others. If you're interested in knowing more, you can start at hbot.g7oz.org. Be healthy and be happy.
I also wanted to show, I hope I'm still sharing. Yeah, it looks like I'm still sharing. So this is similar to the one that I have. Mine's white. I used to have a blue one. It's a long story, but mine's now white and it's newer. And so it looks just about exactly like this one. And mine is also on, and it's on a crate that I built so people can just slide in, so they're not sitting on the floor. And so it's to me it's a way better, it's a lot better system. But um, and so like I have make it a little bit cheaper, up to 12 times for 1 month for $500. Unlimited uses for 1 month is 750. I've decided to go up if you just use it one time at $60 and then for 60 minutes and then 35 for a half hour. And so anyway, so that's that. And then I think that's pretty much it. And then of course I think we uh, hit on a lot of these, but it's great for just regular anti-aging, arthritis, autism, broken bones, brain fog, better energy, chronic fatigue, concussion, diabetic wounds, inflammation, general wellness, fibromyalgia, lupus, Lyme disease, MS, stroke, sleep issues, Parkinson's, or traumatic brain injury, and more. And then I got another brochure here, but that covers a lot of it. And I think as much as anything, just trying to stay young is always a good thing. And this is one more tool I think that people can use. So with that, I'm going to stop my share that. And then I'm going to just open it up for about 5 to 10 minutes. We have a little bit of time, but I want to be mindful of everybody because we don't have I need to get home as much as anything. And so if anybody has any quick questions, let's go for that. Otherwise, we'll convene and then go from there. And I'll have a new topic every week, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Every Tuesday. And did want to say the next week will be on green tea and how the wonderful effects. No one, including me, did not. It's one of the most underestimated. Probably, yeah, I consider it a natural medicine going. So, I love it. So, does anybody have any questions about what we talked about? Going once, going twice, and all right. Well, thanks everybody for coming in. And with that, I'm going to stop the recording.